Analyzation slop. I love analyzation slop. Let's analyze. I mean, I did say that I was thinking of not doing these anymore, but, I lied, because I ran out of ideas. I do have one more idea for a video, but Varrz said he might improve this, and if he improves it too much, then, you know, there won't be too much to comment on, which is why I want to do it now. I do have Sam's video as a comparison, but, you know, it's decently far ahead, so it's not going to be like a fair, you know, it was just, you know, because I have my own splits up, so we'll look at those a little bit, maybe, you know, just looking at, like, exit times occasionally. Varrz, the last time I analyzed one of Varrz's runs was, like, a year and a half ago, which was, like, a 106 something. This is a 103.19, and this is 3rd place. Granted, you know, it beat Chris by, like, over 30 seconds, but Chris's run does not have the rock slide skip. So Chris, like, would be ahead, but still. I made a video a little while ago saying that, well, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I probably said something about how, like, the top 3, like, is probably going to be the same people in the top 3 for a while. I think I said something like that. I might be misremembering, but I feel like I said that. If I didn't say it, I was thinking it. But yeah, Varrz sniped 3rd, and he might keep improving. So yeah, let's just analyze. I do see that his sob is 1.02. I wonder if it'll be 59 by the end of the thing. 59 sob is just like that's such an interesting concept. That is just cool, you know. But anyway, let's analyze. Once again, I'm assuming the Varrz's loads are average because I just don't know. I don't remember everything from, like, his last run, because I did, like, analyze it, and I just gave him a bunch of notes in general in DMs. Also, he gave me permission to do this. Let's speed this up as well. But yeah, he gave me permission and everything. I do remember a couple little things, so we'll see if he's, like, you know, changed anything. I mean, he must have changed some stuff to go from a... Well, like, I know the rock slide thing, but even then, even without the rock slide thing, he still would have PB'd by, like, over a minute and a half, I believe, so he must have changed something. Well, as always, I have to mention the movement. You would ideally turn the stick here to have a more straight angle facing where the cursor is. Instead, he's just, you know, going left, 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 like, just like a tiny bit, you know, so already, like, a lost frame. You know how it is. Changing the camera there is not really necessary and puts you at risk of burning more frames, but I guess if it makes it more consistent, then fair enough, I guess. That was really optimal. That was, like, stupid optimal. I don't think that's, like, necessary, but again, I guess if you're getting it consistent. He like, brushed up against this and lost some time. Like, if you need to double jump up anyway, then it makes sense to do it just, like, almost ASAP. Like, hold on. Like, jumping here and then jumping up like that, so you don't brush up against the side. Okay, it doesn't pan the camera down, but that's fine. But again, like, you gotta let the camera do more work so that you can hold forward for as long as possible. And as expected, we see a Bufferoony. But yeah, he got a 108. He is clearly capable of 107, given his gold is a 107. But he could get it lower. I mean, he could get 107s more consistently with better movement. To be fair, again, I don't know if his loads are actually average. I'm just making an assumption. Here, you don't need to do this. It is safer, but you can just kind of, like, let go of the stick and double jump. And then, like, when you get enough height for the second jump, then you can just hold forward. Barely saves anything, but I just thought I'd note it. See, like, that angle worked, but with a straighter angle, could have made that even easier. Like, I should have gotten my run up anyway, just to show. Yeah, god damn it, I'll be right back. Okay, so I mean, I pretty much did it how I thought I did, so as you can see, Varrz is a little close, he's a little more right. I'm more centered with the edge here, where it, like, sticks out the most. Not exactly, but you can see, like, I'm lined up pretty good. Yeah, it can be really easy to accidentally, like, jump into this, like, your jump is too high. I just kind of get used to that. Other than that, that was pretty good. Like, I don't know when I should, like, point out the obvious, because it's like, oh, he could have turned sooner when he saw the text box, but that's literally just, like, reaction time. You get used to, like, the feel of where the text box is. Okay, good. Love to see that. It is such an enormous consistency increase, like, seriously now. Like, granted, it's because I'm streaming weekly, so, like, I want to get as many runs going as possible, but even, I don't really regret, like, buffering here now, even though it loses, like, a second. I think it's very, very worth it. I mean, you could have attempted that a bit faster, but again, it's just, like, consistency is the most important thing. Like, well, yeah, like, could have just started double jumping sooner, but that's literally, like, okay, like, let's see what he got. Okay, so that was, like, a low to mid 58. What do I get? Okay, low to mid 58. Assuming that we both split properly for no cheese. You ideally turn the camera there, like, as soon as possible, for, at least in my opinion, because, like, look at this angle, like, I turn, like, immediately, and, you know, try to correct it, like, yeah. If you're gonna hit that, well, I mean, you should hit that, but, again, adjusting the camera, I don't want this whole thing to be, like, adjust the camera, but it's, like, elite. It's an elite strat. Again, just, like, over-reliance on wiggling around to get the right angle when moving the camera is just better. I actually recommend avoiding these foggers. I didn't used to do that, but I started doing it when I realized, like, I don't need the fucking manlies. None of us need the manlies. Like, the category where you need the manlies the most is no major glitches, and even there, you don't really need the manlies, I would say. Because look, like, you had to correct it, and you could have got hit by the foggers, and you didn't even get that many manlies. Seriously now, just, like, stick to the left and jump over the fogger. Like, you really, especially in no-pull stores, those manlies are almost never gonna matter. Your manly route would have to suck for them to matter. That is a very strange... I don't see what the point of that is, because that just makes it so that you have to, like, make an assumption on where the box is. I don't really see, like, I don't think that's, like, ideal. I think it's, like, consistently less optimal, probably. Yeah, that was just because, yeah, kind of like slid off, yeah, touch light here, when you want to touch light here. It's not a big deal. After the double jump, like, as soon as you get it, you go, like, up left. There's no reason not to go up left. And, 322 exit. Wait, so what was this depression segment? Okay, yeah, 214 is, like, pretty, like, average for... I'd say, like, upper intermediate level players, lower high level players. I feel like 214 is probably, like, pretty standard. Oh yeah, I didn't check if, my... Why did I get a 58? Because that actually sounds, like, wrong. Oh, that's why. Okay, so that loses, like, 2... So it would have been, like, low 56. But, like, obviously that's a cop-out, just being like, if I didn't make a mistake, I would have, you know, but, like, the fact that I did make a mistake and we, like, roughly broke even, which just goes to show, like, how much of a difference, movement can make. I think I also Oh, I forgot that I go for that whenever I miss balcony jump. So it actually would have been a 57, my bad. My bad, bruv. So yeah, I saved like a second in the first minute of Depression. Again, just movement. Like, Depression's very much like a movement segment that just has creak in it. But it's a pretty good way of, like, you know, like, telling how good someone's movement is. Because the vast majority of it is movement. Anyway, we got sandwich driving here. Varrz has the world record for every driving level. So he's good at driving, but not all of the skill, like, transfers from IL to RTA. Yeah, didn't need to do that. Could have just gone more, like, in the middle. I'm, like, more centered. Ah, fuck, he's going for fast. Yeah, I really cannot agree with going for fast. Like, that gold, my average sandwich drivings put me at like 242.5 or 6 probably. That's average. My gold is like a 239 point something. Which granted, that's with ultimate, but even without ultimate, my gold would be like a low 241 or something. Whereas like I feel like there is less general variance with Bulldozer. Because that's the thing, right? Not counting ultimate, this shit saves like 5 seconds, or... Is it... Yeah, it saves like 5. Like, barely 5. But again, I feel like going from Bulldozer to fast, you are like hardly ever initially saving that 5. Because it is, just so difficult, there is so much that can go wrong. I mean, a lot of things went wrong here. Like, bonked into the wall. Had too much height. Very late turn, and, overcorrected. Bad angle. And then got stuck to the left, had to reverse. And the only advantage you got out of that is that normally you can't get this nitro, but he was able to get the nitro. That was a lot of mistakes made for something that saves a maximum of 5 seconds. Now, yes, he probably also was not doing Bulldozer as fast as I was, but even then, again, even factoring that, even when he gets a good out of bounds here, like, for his skill level, he's probably not saving 5, he's probably saving more like 4, and then at that point, like, doing this stupid trick for 4 seconds, I don't think it's worth it. And we would look at 102, but 102's not on the run anymore, like a boss. Fuck 102. Yeah, it was too close to that rock just then. Okay, I guess I should mention, when did he start using the nitro? Okay, yeah, that's when I use it. Had too much speed, that was the issue. And then the trigger is like... It's hard to remember exactly, because you need to pass through, like, the middle of it. But I think the middle of it is roughly, like, the fucking... Like, the frame of this door. On the right side. It's, like, roughly there, so... But, like, look, this is, like, a big overcompensation. And then you needed to be, a little more right here. Or, at the very least, not go left as much there. And see, like, look. Oh, I think he has delay with his splits. So I was like, what was that, like, low 246? My gold with Bulldozer, which is from, like, late 2022, so I obviously would have improved it by now, but my gold was literally, like, 247.08 or some shit. So, like, yeah, he definitely saved time with the trek, it's just, you know... let's just say he's not saving the 5 seconds. Alright, so... This is not fast. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, this is safe, like it works. However, let's see. Wait, why did I do that? If you do it more like this, that saves a quarter of a second, so... You jump on the thing and just do like a small... Oops. You do a small turnaround. Actually, probably, yeah, just like that. You can miss the cacti and die, but it's quite rare. That's not like a real issue that you need to worry about. Like, it'll very rarely kill a run, but like, because it works the vast majority of the time, do not spin there. Because at the end of the day, like, if you are jumping from here, like, you have, I mean, you're traveling effectively the same distance, but then you also, like, don't need to spin. Oh, I should probably go back into full screen. Alright, left gang or right gang? Well, it was right gang. I'm kinda tired today, so I think my brain's, like, not processing shit as fast as it could. Okay, yeah, buff is that. That's fit. Honestly, I'd probably recommend the buffer to most people. Okay, it does 3k late, Bungie. That's fine. It's good to know, though. Killing that fogger was unnecessary. He wasn't gonna get in the way. If anything, it made it more likely for the slammer to hit you because you obviously delayed how long it would take you to get to him, so he would have had a better opportunity then to hit you. And again, the manlies are really not important. So again, like the fogger just wouldn't have caused issues. That was a really wide turn. Like, I'm angled more like, well, even like this whole thing is like different from how I do it, but angled more like this way. Just taking his time. That spin there was unnecessary, but you know, to be fair. I understand just wanting to be done with the trick. I did notice, like, he's doing a couple things that are, like, considered generally risky, despite doing other things that are, like, safe. Because, like, the slide skip was really optimal. But then he, like, stood still just before buffering the creek token to, like, make sure that he was set up properly to go for it. Buffering bounceless. Like, standing still a little bit, and he did an extra ceiling swim, like when going out of bounds for steamed early, but then he does like the little like ceiling swim just then. It's like a weird mix of like strangely risky stuff and what's it called? Strangely risky stuff and like strangely safe stuff. Well, maybe not strangely safe stuff, but it's strange when other stuff is risky. Anyway, here we're just looking for the fast cycle. Gets it. Okay, that's all that matters. You can buffer these, by the way, I should mention that, but Chris started buffering them, and I was trying it a little bit, but I was just kind of like, I don't really like it. But, you know, here's an option. I guess it's something worth considering. It just takes a long time to set up and practice. Yeah, that was fine. I mean, hold on. You didn't have to go that far out, but it's, like, fine. Yeah, you could have, like, again, I'm assuming you can see my cursor, probably, like, here would have been pretty safe. Oh, also, you probably do want to, like, actually do a slightly wider turn here. Because, the game might not update your position properly, and it might send you, it might give you a right angle, you get fucked. Then here the spin is unnecessary. You can single jump here, it's a tiny bit more, it is a little bit of a pain in the ass, I don't really recommend it. It saves like a couple frames to single jump because then when you fall, like the rock, there's like a sloped rock, it like pushes you forwards a teeny bit. And, okay, so I do this, but you want to be more like middle or left than right, because otherwise it's not as optimal. Although that was a good cycle and everything overall. Upgrades cartwheel, that's what I like to see. 414. The problem is that I don't remember what I used to get here. Like, I want to say that my gold here was like fucking 401. I feel like it was like 401, but I don't remember. We might be able to look at Sam's. Oh, we can see, okay, so Sam got a 609 and Varrz got a 609, which makes sense, they both do fast. Or, well, yeah, Sam does fast. And Sam's gold is a 404. So there is time to improve there for sure. Ooh, what the hell? Okay, well, he must have done this in the other video, in the other PV. It's gonna be a little hard to comment on this because of how different it is. He did do the steps properly, it's just... But that's the thing, though, he's doing the inputs properly. But in my opinion, it's like, if you can do the steps properly with this angle, I don't see why you can't do the steps properly with the other angle. You also, like, he is doing the thing where, because, I thought only I did this, but I guess Varrz is doing it too. People jump back to the invisible wall, and so they start building up speed from here, but you can cut it a bit. You don't need to do it here, you can go further right. But I mean, like, I don't think this angle is more consistent, but, like, I don't know, bro. The inputs are, well, the inputs are literally the same, but they are an equivalent. They are, what's the word? Equivocally? Or is that a different word? I don't know, bro. But yeah, they're effectively the same inputs, like the same difficulty inputs, so I guess it doesn't matter. You can go a tiny bit further right there. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it probably does. 51 flares are good. Rub it up gold. But yeah, 11, 15. And I know it's not really that fair to compare it to Sam's, but, you know, it's interesting. They're doing the same route. And Varrz is only, you know, not counting milliseconds, he's only 2 seconds behind. And really, what that comes from is Sam being, you know, does 3K a bit faster. So they are pretty close right now. Okay, I'm seeing too many people do this recently. Like, I timed this, it loses like 6 frames, or it was like 4 or 6 frames or something to cartwheel across here. It's bad. Because look at how long you spend, like, jumping here. Like, it's faster to just go around. The trigger is like here, maybe a little further back. It's like, yeah, maybe like here. So this final jump, well, I mean, it looked like he tried to react, but yeah, it could have reacted a tiny bit sooner, I guess. And he does the optimal fight here, and yeah, I don't really have any comments there. Yeah, not using the stick much, which I wasn't going to comment on, but it lasted longer than I thought it would. Like, I don't know, it is a thing of, like, kind of just making it harder on yourself. I could have avoided the bullets there, but I understand it's annoying. You want to slam? You want to slam on the first step. Oh wait, he did. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, you want to pan the camera down here because there's a shit ton of lag that generates. Well, maybe not a shit ton, but lag generates, so you want to pan the camera down. Probably nothing to say here. Now, does he know of the new time save? I mean, he does, but also, why'd you kill the turret? I think he thinks he's gonna do invisible crate, isn't he? Okay, well, you don't need this. You don't need the manlies anyway. Or at least you shouldn't, I don't think. That was unnecessary. You could have kept cartwheeling for longer. Like, you could have just gone more right and then cartwheeled for longer. If your angle is more, like, left fit, like, it's a little hard to describe, but... You're standing more, like, here, then you have a better chance of getting the fucking ledge grab skip. It is quite hard, though. I forced myself to get it 3 times in a row in practice. I'm pretty sure I got it in this run. No, I didn't because I suck, but you could see that I'd set it up like a little more to the left. I see that his BBBH segment, I bet he does Sponge Bowl after. I probably recommended that to him. I know I recommended it to Crow. Okay, so what you want to do here, you don't want to jump off here. You want to go a little wider and then cartwheel from here to here without jumping. It saves frames to do it like that. Well, it's not like free or anything, but I'd still, recommend trying it out. Okay, yeah, just any goal to BBBH, but we can't really do a comparison right now because shit's desynced. But that's fine. Okay, that was genuinely... I don't recommend that people do the one-frame jumps. I've already talked about it before. You are more like statistically, you are more likely than not, because even I am, to miss the jumps, and then you'll just lose like 2 seconds consistently for like no reason. So like those like 5-6 seconds, whatever it is that you save, like really are not like a make or break. Even at this level, it's not a make or break. If you want to compare it to like world record, you have over 4 minutes of leniency. But like, I don't know, he went for the jumps and got, well, in these 104.55 splits, he got it. And he has a gold that has it, and then he got it this time, so I don't know what his consistency is, but... you want to jump from the bridge, you don't want to just, like, drop that, because... Well, I don't know, but, like... It is angled more towards the right side, and I just feel like, just in case, it just makes more sense to jump from the tower to the finish line. Like, it'll probably allow you to touch that slightly closer. 28 is really good, by the way. Like, I sometimes, even when I get the perfect jumps, I sometimes get 29. 28 is really good. Well, okay, so 20, like... I've gone to 27 before, but you have to do it so risky that, like, the only way you could have made it is by getting wood frame, which is obviously, like, absurd. And then 26 is, like, completely unviable. It's only possible, really, in ILs. But 28 is effectively the minimum that you can actually expect to get, really. And he golded that, too. This run is actually, like, looking pretty nice right about now. I don't know if he does fast corkscrew. No. I would maybe not right now, but maybe after, like, 102 or 101. I'm not sure exactly when, because, again, like, at the end of the day, like, I've been doing the trick for a long time, and, we keep finding stuff, so it's hard to be like, oh yeah, you should implement this after, like, 108 or whatever, because when I got a 108, like, the game was completely different. That was just an example, but Fast Corkscrew saves like 9 to 9.5. I would recommend, like, maybe not, again, maybe not right now, but like, maybe after 102, maybe play with it a little bit, but perhaps that is too soon, I'm not entirely sure. But it saves more than how much the token frame saves, so I mean, you know, it's a pretty nice time save. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked, it was smart to unpause there. Again, I'd probably recommend trying out buffering, but I don't know. You do need to get pretty close to the tokens as kind of aids. I also noticed, he is wasting scrolls, but that's pretty negligible. I just have a thing, I hate wasting scrolls. I am doing a slightly unoptimal Honda route that wastes scrolls because, you know, the alternative is misery for, like, saving full scrolls, so, no. But yeah, he's wasting scrolls. I don't know if he knows he's wasting scrolls, so I just want to point it out, like, just in case. But, like, going from BBBH to Rubadub to BBBH, when you need to go back up to 3k, then just waste 2 scrolls, but 2 scrolls is fucking absolutely nothing. I'm just pointing it out for the sake of it. Alright, that was good. Yep. And then... Okay, so... I did look into this, like, turn before the people were doing. I think if you do a jump here, I think it doesn't save time. I could be misremembering, but I think it only saves time if you successfully pull off, like, the cartwheel from this block to this block. And from my experience, I just kept missing it more and more, like... So I think if your movement is too good, you probably miss it, or there was just something critically wrong about my execution that I just wasn't understanding. But I was fucking with it for way too long, considering it doesn't actually save very much. I probably would have gone a tiny bit further away from the token than that. But yeah, I got the token at 259. When do I get the token normally? Was floating block. There it is. I don't know if I made any mistakes in this floating block, but... Alright, so I got like low 302. And I lost a second off the gold, apparently. I will say, by the way, I definitely think, the Varrz should add BBBH end level to 3k. I understand that this allows you to, no matter how you change these splits, BBBH end level is, like, synced with Weenie. It's, like, stuck with it, so... You know, you don't have to, like, fuck with anything, but, like... If... Like, for everyone else, though, like, when they do slide jumps, like... I don't know, like, they just always have Weenie as its own, like, separate split, and it's, like, because, for example, I have no idea what a 318 is. I can't really give any, like, tips or anything now, because I don't know what that translates to. Well, I can give tips, that was a stupid thing for me to say. I mean, I can't do a completely, like, direct comparison. So, to, like, compare yourself to other players, I do think it's good to try and make your splits the same as what the average runner does, when it's not, like, costing you, you know, actual, like, time loss to do so. Okay, that's good. Like, going through the oil. Okay, he even does the thing. Where you nitro, like, as soon as possible. I don't think you want to nitro here. I mean, you just got off of a ramp, so I guess you're probably not max speed when you touch the ground. I just feel like nitroing through oil is probably not good because it's kind of capping your movement. I don't know. But, like, these are optimal, for the most part. Like, this is surprisingly optimal. Like, he's nitroing, like, exactly where I would, except for that one nitro. You don't generally want a nitro during turns. Yeah, no, I would have waited a little longer. Yeah, bumped into the tide. Like, this is just hard to do, like, optimally. It's just annoying. Yeah, you can't cut that. You can't... You need to go way wider. Because, like, okay, like, yeah, you're getting TNT, but, like, again, you shouldn't need the melee. Like, that amount of speed loss, even if you're gonna immediately nitro afterwards, like, there's no way that's optimal. It can't be. Yeah, I could look into it, but I really don't think it's optimal. But maybe after this video, maybe I'll have a look. I think he stopped... Yeah, he, like, let go of A or started holding X. Or, like, tapped it. That was just kind of unnecessary. Okay, yeah, for the most part, though, this is surprisingly, like, good. Let's see, does he upgrade Slam? No, I can't blame him. Upgrading Slam on an OG controller looks genuinely fucking trash. In my opinion, it's best to get into the habit of upgrading here, because, there is a more, like, optimal manip you can do here. I don't actually recommend it, it literally saves, like, 0.3. But, like, if you're gonna upgrade at the very beginning, like, you would just... Like, at least, like, you get pretty much, like, the option of being able to do it if you have the muscle memory for upgrading here instead. And you have a lot of... you have, like, a long time to upgrade here, too, so... Well, to be fair, you have a while at the beginning as well, but yeah... Yeah, so the tongue always spawns at the front. So, for example, like, when I'm waiting for this phase, like, when I hit Frogfish the second time, I try to move to, like, the front of these bones, like, around here somewhere-ish. Because if you go further back, like, or if your angle is weird, what tends to happen is that the tongue is, like, then you have to slam it with, like, an up-left or up-right angle, which can work, but then, like, it's not as good as going directly forward to the front pile of bones. Still could have made it, but he hesitated, but yeah, it just gives you more leniency for this part, and then, you know, it could have been more optimal. I don't know what a 104 Frogfish is. And does unbuffered skydive, that's, I mean, again, if you can get it consistent. Buffered skydive is, like, way easier, and only loses, like, a second, but... Also, he's doing the old, like, movement here. It saves, like, half a second to... Fucking hell, that's really early. I literally go, like, here, that's really, really early. I don't even know if it's, like, optimal, because... Like, look at, look, like, he's only slowly... If you go closer to the dot, you slide down here faster, so I feel like this isn't actually fast. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, let me show more, like, optimal movement. Because it isn't actually as, like... No, we just got used to going wide, but, like, watch now. I'm not even that close to the Hans triggers. They're like fucking like here. Like I'm really not that close. You do eventually need to like it does get a little harsh over here, but you can see I'm just keeping the same angle, and then I go. Yeah, like I dropped a little faster, but again I just don't know if faster overall. Yeah, falling for a bit. Corner cutting. That's why I like to see Brev. That was pretty safe. Let's see, when did this drop happen? Yeah, so that was normal. You could have, like, this is really far, like, this is incredibly safe. Yeah, you could definitely have saved, like, half a second there. You want to cut the corner here. Barely saves anything, but why not? And he's aware of this. You don't need to go that far left. Like, literally, like, the requirement for making this is literally just, like, jump off at any point, but don't get coyote frames. Of course, you don't want to jump too early, because then you'll touch this, but if you just, you know, like, this is unnecessary. Lost some frames there. I feel like it makes more sense to go right. Does it? Because then you have like, an angle more like this. I feel like that... I don't know. What do? I don't even remember. I can't be asked to look. And he even knows about, the thing that Latte talked about. Well, maybe he already knew, but I didn't even know. I don't know if it was Latte or Sam, actually. I think it was Sam. Yeah, if you touch this TNT, specifically, and then touch this one, like, you get more manlies. Like, and I didn't even know until, Sam said it. And now, of course, we get the funny trick. We'll see if he gets it first try. Well, we gotta wait a sec. He is hitting the foggers, like, the ones, even some that are, like, slightly out of the way, which isn't, like, necessary. But again, I'll wait to see if he's doing Invisible Cray or not. But yeah, let's check how he does this. I'm not listening to the audio, but that looked like it worked. Okay. So... that looked like a pretty good attempt. Like, that looked like it wasn't, like, particularly close to missing or anything. Yeah, just gonna do the same thing again. Well, not the same, I mean, like, the ending movement. Now, what you want to look for, ideally, the fastest time you can get here is a 24-second time challenge. However, because he hit all of those foggers, I'm totally expecting him to get a 25. Yeah, barely a 25. So, quite a few frames could have been saved overall, like, skipping the foggers that went, like, directly in your path 3 times, but... again, I'm waiting on Invisi Crate. That rock slide segment is not bad. Yeah, like, my gold is a 457.3. So that's, I guess that's the reference. Alright, so 27:14 Now That We're Men entrance, right? My Now That We're Men entrance is 26:19, so there was a 55-second difference between us. And with Sam, his Now That We're Men entrance, 26:55, so Varrz is only 19 seconds behind Sam. 19 seconds behind, that ain't bad. So, I think Sam does fast corkscrew. So that's where part of it would come from. Oh, never mind. Okay, in that case, it is probably, like, the better execution in 3K. Had a better floating block, probably. And then probably had a faster rock slide. He did not because he missed the thing once. Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know. But, like, clearly something's happening between, like, the, you know, BBBH entrance to Rockslide exit. It is preferable to upgrade after bowling the paddle. I mean, it actually... Well, yeah, because you don't want to, like... You don't want to accidentally throw out unupgraded ball and then upgrade. Like, if for some reason he had a delayed reaction, he could have sent out unupgraded ball. And then if you upgrade ball, and then exit the upgrade menu, like, the unupgraded ball will just not, like, it can hit the paddle wheel, but it won't register that it got hit for some reason, so it's just better to upgrade afterwards, IMO. That was a bit wide, but whatever. Oh my god, what the fuck? Bro, I have never seen that before. I didn't even know you could ceiling swim there. Holy shit. That was like... That was really close. Because, okay, I think it makes most... Because where I aim is, like, in between these two boxes. Which also gives you a better angle for the slide, so that is where I would aim. Did he not get the TNT? Well, no, I think he got the TNT. Oh, yeah, he definitely got the TNT, okay. That jump on the box was, like, weirdly wide. I don't see, like, what the purpose of that is. Okay, he's going for this. I don't think he was doing that in his 106. So I definitely like to see that. Love to see bungee, because more people got, like, as long as you're doing buffers, like, more people gotta do bungee late, bro. Hold on. Actually, yeah, that was fine. I don't agree with avoiding the turret. I don't agree with that. I kill the turret. Like, you don't want to get shot when you're walking away from him. Like, you really don't want that to happen. Keep in mind, right, the fast lobster is already, like, pretty fast. Like, you don't... I don't know. I think that's, again, like, unnecessary risk, IMO. Like, maybe I could start looking into not killing him, but also it's ideal to ledge grab over here because you're closer to the end, but I don't know if, like, ledge grabbing here makes it so that, like, the ball things are less likely to hit you or some shit, I don't know. But yeah, like, mostly a standard. I mean, 217, like, when I miss Spewer Boost, like, that's the kind of time that I would expect to get as a 217. Okay, I think he tried to... Yeah, I think he saw the pop-up shots and went wide, I guess that makes sense. That's unfortunate. Nothing really to comment on there, just... yeah. Okay, so that did work, but that was, like, kind of sketch. Like, he should be holding directly down, but he's holding, like, slightly down left. It's a good thing it worked. You want to turn the camera here, because now the SpongeBob is, facing the camera. He has to do a full turnaround, which, if I recall correctly, loses 4 frames. Whereas if you, like, move him properly, you can make it lose, like, 0 or 1 frames. Like, and you have plenty of time to set it up as well, because you're in a ledge grab. You could also look into Monster Buffer, but I don't recommend Monster Buffer to basically anybody. It fucking sucks. So, yeah, don't actually do it. Just mentioning it. But yeah, there's like no reason not to. It even gives you a better angle for the trampoline because SpongeBob's stupid fucking cheese block face isn't blocking the view, like, afterwards. So yeah, I definitely recommend turning the camera before touching the token. Literally free time save. I don't get why people turn the camera there, but I guess that doesn't really matter. I think part of the... okay. I think the reason why he missed it the first time was because he was too far right. It is technically a little closer to the left. I think if he went a tiny bit, like, further to the left, he probably wouldn't have missed it the first time, because it looked like he barely missed it. Okay. Let me just... I'm trying to remember... I have never seen someone do that before. I don't think. I don't think... I swear we used to... I say used to, like... My cycle's different because of bungee ball, but I'm pretty sure the standard is diving, and then when you're ascending, you break this target. That looks fast. Like, that looks really fast. But, like, you can't... I mean, you can do that with bungee ball, kind of. But, like, it sucks. I'm wondering... Because that's gotta be fast. I'm trying to... I might look into that and see how much it saves, because it might, by extension, technically make bungee ball not save very much, and then you could argue, like, oh, well... then it's not worth doing bungee ball. But, yeah, I would need to look into it. I turn the camera the other way. Like, I hold left on the C stick when I'm loading in, and then I jump. Like, I get a feel for it. Yeah, the Now The Mem was, like, a tad rough, but I mean, 504 isn't, like, bad. 3219 versus... I don't know what Sam's Now The Mem was like. Yes, what was it? Yeah, 3219, 3134, so... Like I always say, Now The Men is what separates the men from the boys. I mean, hence the name, but it really does, dude. How far ahead or behind you are of someone going into Now The Men almost feels irrelevant. It isn't, but it can almost feel like that. I remember from Varz's 106, I think he was like a minute behind, like over a minute behind. Going into Now The Men, and then he was like an extra minute behind, like literally like 60 extra seconds behind out of Now The Men. It's not going to be as much this time, especially because he lost like 40 off of me. Instead of 60. But yeah. Alright, SCDA, I'll be interested to see if he does the TNT throw. Probably doesn't, but I'll be interested to see. Yeah, that's fine. Could have been a little more aggressive with the toilet skip setup, but... could have spun earlier. I don't know why he, like, turned around. Okay, yeah, it doesn't do it. I would recommend trying it out. I'm seeing more people do this, and I really don't think it's faster. I really don't, because... Well, actually, wait, hold on, let me look into... Okay, yeah. I don't think it's faster because you're literally, like, spending more time not cartwheeling. Or I guess a better way of wording it would be spending less time cartwheeling. Where is SCDA? I should know. Oh, wait, fuck. Yeah. I can't even, like, Sam's video does the same... Okay, well, whatever. So yeah, he's doing Circulate. I actually recommend dropping Circulate. In my opinion, it's worth dropping it. That's an unfortunate miss. Like, in exchange for TNT Circ. Well, the second... Okay, that was delayed. I mean, it worked. But yeah, I could have jumped sooner, and going left there is a bit risky. And could have gone a bit further right there. Bumped into the spawner and lost frames. That was good. Okay. I would recommend trying the ledge grab. I don't know if... Nah, there's no... Like, because you don't want to... If you're doing the ledge grab skip, you do not want to cartwheel off the port ahead. It makes it way harder. So either he goes for the cartwheel, in which case he shouldn't, or he... Dude, I'm tired. Or he just doesn't do it. I'll go over TNT Circ later, but... I'll slow this down. It's, like, not hard, in my opinion. It's feel-based, but yeah, ceiling swim kind of thing. You don't want your jump spacing to be too good, all that stuff. I forget how much it saves, but, I mean, it's gotta be, like, at least a second. It's, like, pretty easy to practice, because you just warp the guitar and just do it a bunch of times. It would have made more sense to upgrade, during the ledge grab after doing Patrick 1 Melon. Because there's nothing else to do in that time. And especially because the problem is that if you upgrade late here, when the checkpoint appears, like, you almost always get a fatty lag spike there. And it kind of, like, fucked with his reaction. Like, if he didn't get a lag spike here, he probably would have pressed R sooner. So not only does it just make sense anyway, because it's just objectively easier to do it during the ledge grab, but, then he also wouldn't have gotten the lag spike here. And also, you want to aim more towards the checkpoint, like, directly towards it. I think that's where the trigger sticks out the most, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that was very safe, but yeah, there it is. Okay, I think of all the times I've analyzed people's runs that do Invisicrate 3 meter, that was, like, the best one I've seen, and even then it still wasn't, like, perfect. But I will not go on my 7th... I don't even know how many times I ranted about fucking Invisible Crate 3 meter, I really just don't like it. Either way, had plenty of manlies, didn't need to hit the spawner in Now That We're Men, didn't need to hit those foggers in Rockslide. I understand that you don't want the run to just fucking die, because you wanted to save frames, but... I don't know, like, you have the frames to... Well, you have the manlies to, you know, skip some shit if you want. I wouldn't recommend getting that health. Okay, he's on a good cycle, luckily. That... yeah, you don't want to stand, like, there. And then that's, like, too far away. I feel like you probably lose accuracy. I think that was a full throw. You don't need to do that, but it is a little risky to not do a full throw. Hold on, so let's... Okay, well, first I'll show, like, the more optimal way of grabbing the crate here. There you go. And then as for this... Like, look where I, yeah. Like, this is just a lot easier. And you're still, like, decently close. And it's, like, you know, more optimal, saves, like, frame... Okay, because here's the thing, right? You really want to destroy the spawner. It just only makes sense to destroy it. Because, like, what is difficult about the movement, right? You just throw this, cartwheel into the spawner, and then, like, hold, like, down to avoid the spit. And then you slam into these guys. Like, in my opinion, there's no reason not to do that as long as you're on cycle. As for the throw, you could probably tell I let go a little early. The time save is obviously going to vary a bit, but from my experience, I think it was like 10 frames or some shit, if you do it like optimally. But I don't know if I would recommend it, it's just something to consider. That's a strange way of doing it. I've never seen someone do that before. That looks a little slower than what I do. Because I don't, like... Yeah, I feel like that has to be a little slower. I don't even know if he is saving the second, because he's still waiting. I mean, he must be saving part of it, but he got a 30. And when I miss it, I get 29s. So I'm pretty sure he's losing, like, at least half a second. I would recommend doing it more like, the standard. Well, my standards, the good shit, like... like, obviously you get punished if you do it too early, but... Or, I mean, if your movement is too optimal. But, like, his movement was not, like, optimal to the melon anyway, so I don't think it would have caused issues. Anyway, we'll look at exit times again, like, well, yeah, after backtracking. Alright, so doing the standard cycle, that's all well and good. I mean, yeah, it's probably fine. Caught a bit of a weird cycle. Yeah, this cycle's weird. And I think the issue there... Yeah, I mean... No, that's probably a good distance. I think that was just a bit of a choke. Probably did the inputs too late. The buffer inputs. That's an unfortunate time loss for sure. I mean, I do a more advanced cycle that saves like 3 or 4 seconds. I don't recommend it. I'm not trying to be harsh. I don't know if you would be able to consistently get it. But I will still show it anyway, just to make you aware that it does exist. Well, I don't know how well I did it in this. I guess we'll find out. There are many ways in which you can go too fast, but I don't think that'll be like a particularly big issue. If you don't want to do this, then you can jump to this block instead. But like the good thing about this is that now I'm on a really good trampoline cycle. Like luck is just like a non-issue. Let's peek. You can see like I got the token at 122. And he was gonna get it like, yeah, like 115 or 114. So I saved a lot of time even without factoring the buffer. And then circulate. Oh yeah, that fucks his load count. I don't know what his load count's gonna be. I didn't think about that. Okay, well now the whole circulate thing has been completed. I'll show TNT circ. I don't think it, like, completely obsoletes circulate. But, like... In the tutorial, like... The way that I'm going over, like, post-game stuff, like, stuff that was too difficult to show the first go-around. Just making sure it's normal speed. I haven't gotten to SCDA 2, like, SCDA Revisit yet. But when I do, I will teach circulate, but I'm going to teach TNT circ first because I do think it's superior. It saves, it barely saves like 2 seconds over circulate, but it gets rid of the 2 frame and it reduces your load count by 1, which might be useful to you. So you grab the TNT, it could be a bit finicky, but you grab it. go to the edge here, hold right, throw it, hold down, and then you get the slide properties, and you can jump across, except, unfortunately, ledge grab. So I broke even. But, you know. But the good thing about this is that if you go too far off the edge and it becomes a 1-frame, you can buffer it, and it's still faster than Circle 8. The only way this can be slower than Circle 8 is if, you get the buffer and the ledge grab. But even then, it only loses like a second over Circle 8. And again, reduces your load count by 1, which might be nice. I just like it. I think it's a good... Oh, and you'll only have 1 health when navigating out of bounds and inbounds for a bit, which sucks, but, well, I have yet to die because of it. I think it's worth considering. There is a thing for it in the practice mod, but honestly, it's best to practice it on discs so that you can, like, learn, okay, here's when I should, like, buffer, you know? But anyway, we'll check the sponge bowl cycle. Not bad. Yeah, like, bit of hesitation and stuff, but this is pretty good. Yeah, he missed every sponge bowl token frame, so that's why, again, if you're struggling to get them, especially, like, when you're nervous, because I see that heart rate, I would just again, just, I'm gonna stop saying it now, especially because this is the last time you'll be doing a sponge bowl token anyway, but I would recommend at least, like, trying the buffers. Because, like, without even factoring, like, the pulls and unpulls from, I think, BBBH, or it might have been 3K, without even factoring that, I mean, you're losing, like, well, 5.5 every time. So you lost, like, 16 seconds. And then when you factor the, you know, so you lost, like, 17. Yeah, so you want to, like, jump. You could have made this jump if you were more to the right and just, you know, dedicated yourself to it. You would have made that, but instead, like, you lost time jumping to that piston. Because then, if you go fast enough, you can cartwheel through this before you get hit. You want to cartwheel down the slide. It could be a bit hard because sometimes you get fucked. I don't know if, like, the melon, like, eats a cartwheel or something, but it is faster to just full-on cartwheel down the slide. And yeah, did the buffer inputs a bit too late, unfortunately. It's 7 scrolls down from BBBH to Sunday. I always remember it like that. It's always 7 scrolls down. Alright, so 4111. 3937. So, like, going into BBBH, like, Varrz can absolutely keep up with Sam, but yeah, again, like, this goes to show because, like, Sam has put a lot more time into runs than Varrz has. Varrz is incredibly good for how, like, little he's actually played outside of, like, ILs. But that's the problem, though. It's kind of like the, I hear a dog barking. It's like the Foggy problem of, like, Foggy was getting times, like, so fucking fast. Like, sometimes even beating this sum of best or getting very close to it, like, just in a run. Because they would practice on the weekdays and then just do runs on the weekends for a few hours and just get crazy times. But then it didn't take that long until they would hit a wall and would have, like, major consistency issues. Like, this is just a matter of, like, this is a lack of experience. Like, this is why the time is, like, just a lack of it. Like, he's doing nearly everything the Sam does so far. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what Sam... Like, Sam doesn't do Invisible Crate. His movement's better. He does TNT Circ, I think. And I think that's, like, pretty much it. That's, like, the notable stuff. they do nearly the same strats. And despite that, Sam has quite a lead. And that is, like, movement, which is from a lack of experience, and consistency, which is from a lack of experience. So literally just, like, play the game more KW, and then you'll be able to get times like this. Yeah, Sun to Sunday, and the gold is 4 flat .06. If he split correctly, that's fucking a really good gold. My gold is 39.500. It took me fucking ages to get that, by the way. It's hard to remember what my gold was before, but it was like an extremely low 4 flat. But maybe even this would have been faster than my old gold, I'm actually not sure. You know what's really annoying about my 359 is that it has like a minor mistake in it. So it's like, of course, like, I don't know what it is with Sunday, dude. I swear if you make a minor mistake, you're more likely to gold. Because that's happened multiple times in Sunday and Weenie. After not being able to gold either of them for a fucking century. Anyway, if you got a gold that good, I'm assuming that his nitro management is pretty optimal. He's probably, like, the ILs are definitely helping, but it's probably also, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's, like, looked it up, like, the optimal. He could have gone more right there to get pushed by Goofy Gooba, like, if you just naturally have that angle. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. If you just naturally have, like, the muscle memory to, like, yeah, like, you wanted to go right here anyway, so it just would have made sense, and then Goob could have gone, he could have pushed you. Yeah, that was just, like, way too much, especially because you got bonked by the rock. From my memory, it is not optimal to Nitro here. I could be misremembering. Okay, so far so good, pretty much. That was weird. It looked like he was going to go left, and then he was like, nah, never mind. Yeah, I don't like that angle. I genuinely thought he wasn't even going to attempt it, because that's how off the angle was. And, you know, he lost frames for it, too. Yeah, so grabbing that nitro is optimal, it's just that, like, you wanted to do a bit of a wider turn there. Because, like, look at that speed loss. I'm pretty positive he let go of A, because he had to. Nitroed a teeny bit too early, I think. Yeah, when I'm analyzing a time like this good, there isn't, like... I'm still seeing a lot of stuff, but all the stuff is, like, minor. It's all gonna be minor. Okay, he's not doing Sunday Jump. Honestly, I respect that. I'm surprised his goal does fucking Sunday Jump in the first place. Sunday Jump is just one of those tricks where it's like, oh, you get it several times in a row. It's not even that bad. You only do it once. And then you lose a run to it. And then you miss it the next run, and then you miss it the next run, and then you softlock again the run after that, and then you finally get it, but then when you do get it, you don't even get it, like, that optimally, so you don't even save the whole time, the full time save of, like, 4 seconds, and it's just like, bruh. I would recommend putting it off for a while. That was, yeah, needed to do a wider turn there. Because, like, yeah, that was not fast. Yeah, that nitro, that was way too early. I don't know what that was, because even if that was successful, it would have been hard to then get a good angle for in between the popsicle and the popcorn stand. And even then, I don't even know if you would have made it through the off-road by the time the nitro ran out, because it doesn't look like you would have. That's what, like, literally just, like, okay, if you just went more left here, you wouldn't have been hit by the gumball, I'm pretty sure. But even then, you could have just gone more right. But I'm pretty sure going more left would have avoided the issue anyway. And then you would have had a good angle for this. Like, that whole thing. Yeah. Like, it might sound like I'm criticizing the driving a lot, but genuinely, like, there is less here to say than normal. I think Varrz, like, for RTA, probably has the best driving other than me. like, I haven't looked at Sam's driving in a while, but, like, especially, like, just, Varrz, half the time, he knows exactly when to nitro, and it's really good to see. Like, there were moments that look exactly like I'm doing it. But yeah, on to Gesk, more like sex. These manlies are probably... Well, here's the thing, right? Okay, this is a bit of a... Varrz did not get the over 700 stack in SCDA, like the one after Floating Block. But the thing is that if he got it, he would have been on a bad cycle in the first place. But then again, he fucked the cycle anyway. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just, you know, I'm a bit blunt, sorry. I don't mean to be, But then, because he messed up the second part of the cycle anyway, I feel like... Because if you're optimal, then the stack is a 0-second stack. But that's assuming you 2-frame the 3-meter token. It's based off that cycle. But because he ended up messing it up anyway, I feel like... that stack probably would have still been 0 seconds for him. But I don't know. The stack is like... I don't know, 2.5 seconds? Like, it's not bad. The reason why I'm pointing it out is because maybe he does need to hit the stack. But the stack costs half a second, so I'm just saying, like, if he gets used to 2-framing the 3-meter token, and then gets good enough to grab the 2-second stack for free, then, you know, can start avoiding a lot of manlies. I could have done a single jump after the respawn, but that's risky, so I don't actually recommend it. I mean, again, I stopped mentioning movement a while ago for the most part, but yeah, that was, like, quite wide. Like, these manlies are... I'm pretty sure these manlies are, like, actually, like, straight up unnecessary at this point. You get more than you think you do. And even if you need more manlies, what you would do is get down to 2 health and then hit this TNT. Which is slightly slower, because then you can't... Your line is a tiny bit worse, but that's probably better than going out of your way to get the 50 and the balloon boxes to the left. It probably is, like, as optimal, or... And I'm pretty sure you get more manlies for it, too. Okay. My Gesk gold is like a mid 244, but to be fair, it's really fucking good. You could have jumped here. 246 is like varied standard. That's like holy, like that's like the Gesks I get when I go for the stack. Like when I need to like get more manlies. I don't know. Yeah, I should definitely be cutting the corner there. Don't know why he's not. Yeah, like these manlies, I don't know when he upgrades to be fit. Maybe he doesn't upgrade in Neptune. Because the way that I'm thinking of it is like, oh, you get a surprising amount in Knucklehead, but maybe he upgrades before Knucklehead. That jump forward was kind of unnecessary. It caused you to have to, yeah. Didn't this happen last time? I swear last time, when I analyzed the 106, he was getting too close to Dennis, and pretty much the same thing happened. You don't want to be getting that close to him, like... I don't understand, like, why he's doing that. Like... Okay, well, okay, you don't want to press A here, by the way, to skip the cutscene. You want to press B to skip the cutscene. Think about it, right? You spam B, and then, after you skip the cutscene, like, you'll still probably be spamming B, so then you stop bowling, and then you just need good enough reaction time to hold B instead of letting go of it. Or if you... Yeah. Which would be optimal in itself. Which then would have prevented that time loss at the beginning, but you're just getting way too close. Like, that second bowl shot had to be... Like, it worked, but it had to be detonated really early, and, like, it was just unnecessary, and then you got too close. Like, I don't know, it's just the fact that, like, it was an issue in the 106, and it's still an issue now. It's to a point where I would potentially recommend, if it's this much of an issue, doing the strat where you just don't move at all, like, you just stand... like where you spawn at the very beginning and just ball from there. The only problem is that I think you have to ball the slammer. Like, I think you will always be in the way. But it literally, like, being that far back only loses, like, 2 seconds. It's literally, like, 2 seconds, and it just completely prevents, like, any issues whatsoever. Because either you need to learn to go further back, or you need to do that safety strat, which then also forces you to be further back, but, like, you gotta, like, you cannot be that close to him. You just cannot, like, it was an issue in the 106, and it's an issue now. Like, it's gonna keep being an issue. And again, could skip that stack, so that's a whole second lost. And you could have cut the corner there. Don't really need to see this. I mean, we'll look at the time at the end. Fucking hell, bro, come on. Yeah, that was a high 121. It's even possible to get a 120. $143 sounds too fast. Okay, so his gold probably has jumps. I personally don't like my sum of best to have stuff I don't normally do. But that's like a preference thing. I have a couple golds I just can't beat because, again, like the rubber dub golds, like they're way too fast on accident, but... Well, one of them was on accident and the other one was on purpose, the golds. Like, doing them so optimally that I had to get wood, but... Yeah, like, I got rid of my... Well, it doesn't matter anymore, but I got rid of my rock slide golds that had, like, an unbuffered super jump, you know, just stuff like that. And I got rid of my no cheese and depression golds because they had truck skip and creek buffer, respectively. Anyway, 50-32, I entered plank with... at 47-15. And Sam entered at... Oh, I thought I clicked the thing. Alright, 48-45. So you're still within 2 minutes of him, which means that you're on, like, potentially, like, mid-102 pace, theoretically. Okay, does the cancel strat. That's good. It makes more sense. It would have had a slightly better angle if you, like, jumped on this and, you know, because... Yeah, you had to, like, readjust and lost frames. That's unfortunate. Dude, I have such a love-hate relationship with that Merv thing. I don't even know if I'd recommend it to most players, but... This is a... Yeah, that was... I don't know, I think even though it was moving away from you, I think it still would have made more sense to break this target. But the other thing as well is that, yeah, that was just... You wanted to go more, like, right there, just, like, a bit more right. Yeah, and... The good thing about playing bungee is that it's easy to practice. You know, just warp the bungee. I'm trying to, like... Yeah, that dive was, like, a little too close to the target, so, like, you lost frames there, but that in itself doesn't matter that much. But, like... I mean, that second section was really good, but yeah, needed to go more... You need to be a bit more aggressive, you need to be more right. But that's still, like, that was a pretty good recovery, honestly. You don't need to spin for either of those jumps just then, but obviously I understand, like, why you would want to. And, the spin is also unnecessary, but I actually just recommend it. Like, unless it's, like, really obvious I can make it without a spin, I spin. Because that's, like, actually risky. Grabbing the healther is completely unnecessary, especially because you'd switch the Patrick anyway, and then you're gonna be loading soon, so some wasted frames. Okay, yeah, that's fine that you do that. I like to walk in front of the ice cube. That's what I've been doing recently. It is technically a bit less optimal, but, like, this can be really inconsistent. And, you know, we're already removing inconsistency anyway by doing, like, that plank inbounds thing. Like, the higher level, like, intermediate higher level. And I think it's just good to remove another inconsistent element, which is this just being fucking AIDS. But obviously, like, you know, I wouldn't blame him for just wanting to stick to it. Okay, that definitely worked. I still want to show the way that I do it because I love the way that it took a little bit for me to get used to, but now I, like, almost never miss it, and it's, like, fucking insanely optimal. Watch this. Holy optimal. The only way you're getting faster than that is if you just fucking, like, just full-on cartwheel into it with, like, no hesitation and just hope you press start at the right time, which nobody's doing. This late in a run, no one's doing that. So this is basically as fast as it gets. So you, like, jump on the edge, not, like, literally as far off as humanly possible, but, like, pretty close to the edge. And then you tap cartwheel, and as soon as it ends, then you just do the inputs. It can be a little tricky, but honestly, I like it a lot. I recommend trying it out. Yeah, you need to be a bit more left. That's actually kind of fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, that's pretty BS. It's just because you're, like, barely, like, and I really do mean, like, barely too far right. That was pretty, like, shitty, though. I'd be salty if that happened to me. Yeah, unfortunately, I lost a lot of time here. Oh, you split. Oh, that's... I thought you split. Okay, yeah, that's even more time loss than I thought. Okay, so what I will say, by the way, you can break the clam faster. You can get a pretty much instant detonation. Like, you see where you're aiming, right? Like, aiming to... I keep alternating between, like, talking to Varrz directly and talking about him in the third person. But as you can see, he's bowling to the left of the clam. If you bowl, like, more middle-ish, I don't think, like, directly middle, but, like, see where my cursor is? Like, middle, and then, like, a teeny bit further left, if I recall correctly. My PB missed it, I think, so I can't, you know... It'll break instantly, and it saves, like, half a second. But yeah, this is unfortunately a lot of time loss. What happened there? Okay, I think he just choked a bit. You can, save half a second here. That spin was unnecessary. If you walk a little further down this way and then bash, like, shortly before the move hits you, because you spend more time, like, traveling closer to the door, and you get more speed because you were, like, you had more, like, bash speed, because you were in the middle of a bash, like, yeah, you can get to the door half a second faster. I don't think it's hard, but occasionally I'll fuck it up. But yeah, we can compare this 311, because that's where I split to. So my gold is a 304.66. And Sam's gold is 308.64. Anyway, on to Area 2. There'll be a lot to comment on, I would imagine, so I'll just keep my lips sealed for now. Yeah. Okay, so, well, I said that there'd be a lot to comment on, not really. It is totally fine to do the wall jumps like this, however, this isn't the optimal way to do it anymore. And as for this, you're just too far away from, like, where you do the front-facing GGC, you're just too far away. Like, during one of the wall jumps, you shot it, like, maybe here you could have gone, like, up left, and then maybe go a little more, like, I know that could be finicky, but, like, then that would have prevented that from happening. Additionally, the number of wall jumps you did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. You can get away with 6. I'm not saying you necessarily should, shit's risky, but I don't know if my PB is a good demonstration or not. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know if it's a good demonstration, but it saves like a second and a half to wall jump here instead. It isn't free because, like, you can see I'm, like, a little close to the spikes. But, you know, might as well try it out at some point. You can practice it pretty consistently. If you, like, make a save file here, you can reload it pretty quick. Especially because, this, not counting pad challenges and boss fights, this area has the fastest load in the game. So it really doesn't take that long to exit game and re-enter the save. But yeah, do a double jump there, and then you do, like, you build a 1 wall jump, and then you do up right, up left, up right. Then, you start doing the, look, you can see I'm much further away, but now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, okay, my wall jumps were a bit because of the distance issue, but I could have done that in 6. But that was still, like, pretty decent. You'll probably see now that even though I fucked it up, well, you also fucked it up too, so it wouldn't be, like, fair to have a... But let's say, like... Okay, it's like mid 114. Low 106. Because of my more optimal wall jumps. That is more time than I thought. That's actually kind of nuts. I didn't think it was that much. Maybe it'd be more I don't know how Sam does it. Maybe we can take a look at how Sam does it. Okay, well, Sam went too far right with that ball shot. Yeah, I think his gameplay is like a little too bright. But yeah, you can see he's also doing the optimal wall jumps. And yeah, that's good. But yeah. 8 is, well, 10 is technically standard, but 8 is, you know, and he could have spun a little sooner there. But as you can see, like, for his skill level, Sam did not mess anything up, and he got, like, a fucking, like, mid to high 105 or some shit. So even, because I made a mistake, he actually did it faster than me, but yeah, even that's, like, much faster than the 114. I'm surprised that worked. Okay, it doesn't do the bash here. I would it's in the practice mod, so I would recommend... Yeah, and yeah, because you got a ledge grab skip anyway as well. I'm gonna show it right now. It is a bit feel-based, but I don't think it's bad. You want, like, good jump spacing, but, like, well... Yeah, it's a kind of a thing of, like, you don't want your dynamic jumping to be too good, primarily. Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know, it doesn't really matter that much. You can see, I purposely jump on this platform late. I like to aim... I don't know if you can see the lines, but there is, like, a line here. I like to jump, like, at or maybe barely in front of the line with, like, this kind of angle. And then I walk until I'm, like, a little in front of this line. And then... Okay, the jump spacing was good. I think the dynamic jumping was slightly unoptimal on purpose, because otherwise... You'll be too far away and it'll drown you instantly. But as you can see, that in itself saves a second and a half, but then also because of the, this could have been more optimal anyway. Could have done it a bit sooner. And then the ledge grab, I probably saved like 3.5. Okay. You can do, like, a jump turnaround here into the laser, and for some reason... Okay, I know it either saves a quarter of a second or half a second, but I can't remember which one. I feel like it's half, but I don't know. It's not really worth it, kind of... Well, when I implemented it, I kept fucking missing it, but now I, like, never miss it, like, ever. I seriously cannot remember the last time I missed it, so... I think it is one of those things where, like... Well, because... But that was before the practice mod. The practice... Like, I don't know if you have a modded Xbox... But, like, if you do, like, it's just right there. Might as well, like, for, like, half a... Because, for me, like, I do consider the time save, like, just straight up free. So, you know, free half a second. But it might as well try it out. That's the thing, like... Especially if it's in the practice mode, like, it hurts so little to just try. Yeah, okay, so I know there was hesitation in the menu there. What you need to remember here, it's always 6 scrolls down. It's always 6, right? And then from here to Knucklehead, it is always 6 again. So you just do 6, 6. Okay, I don't know if Varrz knows this because, like, you know, there's no input display or anything. So I'm just gonna mention it in case, like, he doesn't know. Because it kinda looks like he's doing the strat where you spam back and B, or select and B. You can just force the menu open, or you can prioritize the upgrade menu, just, like, after canceling Mindy's text box, when you're waiting for the next one, you can just press select one time. You just press it, let go, and then, yeah. It is technically slightly slower, like, because back can exit the upgrade menu as well, whereas, like, you're just pressing B. However, spamming back like that can generate lag, so even though it is technically more optimal to spam, it is so unlikely. Like, my last ever Knucklehead gold that I got, like, with spamming, I did a comparison, compared to just, you know, pressing select and then spamming B, pressing select, spamming B, and it lost 2 frames. I mean, it saved 2 frames, so it's just not, and that was, like, above average, so I just making sure. And I'm just also mentioning it in case anybody watching doesn't know. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, this is probably the best point in the level to upgrade. The only thing... How many manlies do you have? Okay, yeah, you still could have skipped the Gesk manlies, but, well... I mean, you know the one I said, if you skip the TNT, it says like half a second. I don't know about, like, the boxes and all that. But if you upgraded later, then you could even benefit from Knucklehead's manlies to make it even less likely. So I probably, even though... For convenience sake, this is the best point to upgrade. I would upgrade towards the end of Knucklehead, because then you're getting, like, free manlies, which allows you to be more lenient. You imagine you accidentally, like, miss stacks, it's like, oh fuck, I don't have enough. Well, then you would just upgrade late anyway, but it's good to get into that habit, in my opinion. Habit and muscle memory matters a lot for speedrunning, I feel like. But yeah, I think upgrading here is fair. It is more optimal to upgrade a Knucklehead, I mean, Neptune, but the lag spike there can really be a pain in the ass. It really can be. And some categories have upgraded guitar entering Neptune anyway, so that also then allows you to, like, transfer the gold to more categories. So this is totally respectable. I would just do it later to make a habit out of it. Though I also think it'd be fair to... I think it'd be fair to upgrade on the trampoline before Monumental, because upgraded guitar's hitbox does make guitaring the statue easier. Because sometimes you can just, like... You know, you could be within its hitbox or whatever, but it's just, like, not registering. And upgraded guitar just makes it that easier. Which, but if you're getting it consistently, then obviously you don't need to worry about that. I'm just mentioning it. Like... Personally, if I was gonna upgrade to the beginning of Knucklehead, I would rather upgrade just before the Monumental boss fight, but... Or upgrade guitar... I mean... Yeah, upgrade guitar, like, at the end of Knucklehead. Oh, that is just straight up unfair. That was bullshit as fuck. Yeah, that was really unfair. I still don't think it's optimal to... At the end of the day, you're still going on the off-road. I'm pretty sure it's... Well, I mean, maybe a Bailey avoiding the off-road, I don't know. As for this, I do think... Actually, nah, it's probably fine. I am curious about that 324. What's my gold? That's interesting. If he split correctly, his gold is a 324 and mine is a 322, but I don't upgrade guitar here. And I don't know how much it's costing to upgrade guitar, but it's gotta be like at least 3 seconds. That would imply that his gold is faster than mine. And now I'm wondering how that can be. Because I'm noticing things like, you can go through the off-road here, you get a good line, and you barely get off-road, like, properties because of the oil, like, this is, like, optimal. I damage myself in the spikes, which is faster. It's faster to damage yourself through. So I'm really... Because, like, we timed that before as well, so I'm not sure where the time save is coming from. And it'll be hard to tell, not only because he upgraded guitar here, but also because... he got fucked by the eyeball. Okay, yeah, it just went a bit too far left, Yeah, I'm not sure where 324 is coming from. Like, if that 324... If there's video proof of this somewhere, which is probably not, I would like to get my hands on this so that I can basically splice out the upgrade to figure out what the time loss is, because otherwise it's very hard to... Well, I guess I could just start it, like, the comparison, like, after that. I really want to know where I'm losing, because I'm pretty sure I'm losing, like, bare minimum, like, half a second, but it might be more, and I'm not sure. We did, like, 2 or 3 things, like, barely differently, like, that can't... I don't know where the time save is coming from. I'm very confused. Oh, you know what it probably is? His gold probably doesn't have him upgrading here. I'd have to ask. But that'd make more sense if that's the reason, is just that his gold doesn't have him upgrading there. In which case he has 2 seconds to save there, but if he does upgrade there, then I don't fucking know. Entering Neptune at 59 is, like, pretty cool. By the way, I just want to point that out, it's kind of sick. Yeah, the plank was unfortunate. Neptune... I just remembered, like, I saw the splits, and I saw that he golded Neptune, which is crazy. I would have to check my Neptune gold. Let me just go to, like, my old token splits or whatever the fuck. $335.300. Okay. Finally, I found someone who also does the spin strat, not the jump strat. And he's also fast enough to make it to Neptune to make the guitar strat at the beginning, like, worthwhile. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's lost time. I'm surprised he got a 335. Neptune doesn't start his phase, his first-person attacking phase, until you're on the ground after he's finished with his, like, attack. When he's done with his main attack, like, he waits for you to be on the ground. Oopsies. Fuck. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. So that was a decent amount of lost time. The other thing as well is that you can be further away from crabs. It is risky. But you can stand, like, pretty much at the front of the spotlight. Like, not right in front of it, but, like, at the front of it, essentially. Which would be frames faster, because then you can technically detonate guitar frames faster. But yeah, like, not a bad phase 1. That's for sure. I would recommend manipping. You want to be, like, close to crabs so that you can just set up the thing as easily as possible. Like, well, what some runners do is that from here, they'll go, like, down left and just, down right and just wait for him. I don't like doing that, though. What I do is that I spin this table and then go, down right. which then makes it so that the attack ends like around here, so I can just stand basically right next to crabs. Which then gives me more time to set this up. And, you know, again, same thing here. That phase 2 was really optimal, though, I will say. That was, like, really, really good. You know, there's always frames to save, but, like, that was... Like, if I got that, I wouldn't complain whatsoever. And he's bashing the spitters. He's gonna do Sam strat. Yes. Yeah, and he's getting in position like he should. Yeah. And the guitars are being detonated pretty good. Like, this almost looks like... This essentially looks like I'm doing it. Like, this is really good. He seems pretty consistent in Neptune. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. 335? Like, with all that time loss, on one of the first hit, it was, yeah, I think it was the first hit, like, or actually it might have been the second hit. Like, just being in the air. If it weren't for that, like, that probably would have been, like, 335.4 or something. Like, that was really fucking optimal. And then, standing, like, barely further away, or, like, yeah, barely further away from crabs, like, every single time, that could have saved, like, a teeny amount. That's really, really good. Because like, my 335, I think, I might be misremembering, I think my 335 gold is from fucking Cheap Ascent. I just transferred it over, because even though it has upgraded bash and spin, well, in all tokens I have upgraded spin anyway, like the actual, because Neptune is like a half auto-scroller kind of thing, you know, like, it's, even though it's easier, I'm still doing it at the same speed. The important parts are like guitaring, but yeah, this is, again, just excellent. Excellent Neptune. Like, in my run, I got a 336.57. Oh wait, no, that's all tokens, hold on. Was no pause storage. Oh, I got a 330... Okay, yeah. So I played, like, really close to the gold. Fucking hell, that's... I think the segments that he got here... Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the conversion in my head, but obviously it's really hard to think of that. He probably, like... He's, like, this is probably, like, 0.2 or some shit off my no-pause storage gold. Like, this is really fucking... And it would have been faster. Well, to be fair, mine has a tiny mistake as well, but his mistake was bigger than mine. I'm just, like... But yeah. That's insane. There is definitely some splits I'm intrigued. Like, a lot of his weenie was good. Like, his Sunday gold almost being 359 is crazy. That Neptune gold is amazing. Okay, so a lot of the... It's hard to remember everything, like, you know, to give a summary. You can afford to skip some shit in Gask. Dennis 2, you need to stand further back, like, genuinely, you need to. Practice some wall jump shit, like, just like, if it's easy to practice in the practice mod as well, like, practice some shit. But also, like, maybe try more optimal wall jumps. Movement is the biggest thing. The fact that he was, like, he's, like, this run, there is almost nothing the Sam is doing that the Varrz is not doing. It's actually crazy how similar the strats are. It's just gonna be, like, very small things, for the most part. Like, Varrz can, like, without even changing a single strat, can get, like, the times a Sam gets if he just plays more and gets more consistent. But the movement is holding him back. Movement and, like, not playing as much as Sam. Which I know, like, in his description for his run, he said he has, like, limited time, so he doesn't know if he's gonna, like, keep going. You know, I'm not saying it's like his fault or it's like, fuck Varrz for not putting 1,000,000 hours into this game. I'm just saying, you can beat Sam with these strats, like, straight up. Like, it's... Obviously, there were, like, little things that I recommended. Again, like, skipping some stacks and shit, or, like, just little crates. Some little things here and there. Plank in particular, I recommend practicing a lot of plank. But, like, my god, some of these splits are faster than Sam's, like, gold-wise, even. Like, I'm very impressed. Literally, again... Like, this is the importance of, like... not implementing stuff when it's, like, not... Like, because I come from a completely different era of the game. And I would add stuff, like, very late. I added Monster Skip when I was, like, 2 minutes away from world record, for example. Like, with that in mind, if I were you personally, other than, like, some stuff that I suggested, I would mostly just not... Like, I wouldn't really consider, like, Fast Corkscrew. I would probably revert to Bulldozer, honestly, instead of Fast, but, like, yeah. Just consistency of movement, and that'll take you... I mean, like, Plank alone, like, a lot of time was lost in Plank. Like, that's 102 right there, just immediately 102. And there was a lot of time lost in Dennis 2 as well. Like, Plank, Dennis 2, and then, like, Now There Were Men. That's, like, all of that polished up, and that's probably 101. I am very impressed with this time. I really hope to see Varrz continuing to improve it. If not, then that's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, still got 3rd place. Like, that's pretty sick. That he could never touch the game again, and it'd still be pretty obvious that he's a pretty good player. You know, very dominant in the aisle. He's excellent at the driving aisles, and... You know, getting a top 3 time, even if it's because of Rock Slide, like, that's still, you know, very impressive. At the end of the day, you still need to get the trick, you know? Like, without Rock Slide skip, this is still a high 104, which is, you know, pretty good. Like, that would still be, like, a very, like, good position, even before Rock Slide skip was discovered. But yeah, I think, you know, Varrz knows it, I know it, you, the viewer, know it. He can absolutely get 102, and it shouldn't even be, like, too difficult. Yeah, that's pretty much the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.